From the theme park capital of the world, bringing you the latest in theme park and pop culture news. Welcome to the ThrillGeek Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ThrillGeek Podcast. I'm Clint.
I'm Barry, and I got to be at work at 3:30 in the morning, so enough chit-chat. Let's get this thing going.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you had to get to work so early. Otherwise,
Yeah, so we will go ahead and get started with theme park news as usual. The big news today was SeaWorld announcing their second quarter attendance revenue figures, and once again, they're up. Which is good for SeaWorld and good for those of us who are fans of the parks, SeaWorld's and Busch Gardens and the entire company. Second quarter attendance hit 6.4 million and revenue was also up. It was, I believe, about a 5% increase for the quarter that ended in June. So once again, that's two back-to-back now. SeaWorld sort of started turning around here.
Yeah, I was trying to get up to date on all the stats all day, kind of watching the news. It was a big every time I saw the news, they were talking about it. So, any positive good news for SeaWorld right now is good news when it comes to them. So, the fact that this was all over the place was I really enjoyed seeing positive SeaWorld news on the news.
Yeah, I mean, and by the end of the day, their stock had gone up nearly 17%. So, I mean, they've been going in the right direction. I believe, the festivals are working. Debuting Seven Seas last year and Electric Ocean, and the continued popularity of the Halloween and the Christmas, and now they're squeezing in what used to be, there's almost festivals all the time now. I mean, they're squeezing in another round of Praise Wave in September before the Halloween Spooktacular starts. And then in between Halloween and Christmas, they're squeezing in a beer festival.
Yeah, we didn't, that was one thing that I didn't get up on the website was the beer festival. And I'm glad you mentioned that because that was one thing that we didn't really, I got the announcement and, I actually think I tweeted about it, but we didn't get an article up or anything.
Yeah, I mean, and this is to go in addition with Busch Gardens Tampa adding their beer festival coming up here that takes place after Summer Nights ends and before Halloween begins. I think all these festivals have really helped attendance. The deals that they've had on annual passes and tickets.
I think one of the things we were discussing, like right before I jumped on the podcast here with some people on Twitter, is I forgot who's the CEO now that they got in place of Manby after he left.
It is.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
I will keep talking. I'll find it for you. Interim CEO John Riley.
John Riley, thank you.
Yeah.
We were discussing whether or not Manby should be given credit for, this positive performance by SeaWorld.
I mean, he definitely initiated some of the things that have turned in the right direction, but he also did greenlight some of the things that were not really that great.
Yeah.
Attraction-wise. So, I mean, I think it's a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. I'm beginning to think, based on some of the things that were said in the earnings call today, that interim CEO John Riley may be more than just interim, that he may be just become the CEO for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, with all this positive news, I mean, if I don't really get into the politics of theme parks a whole lot, but if he's if it seems like SeaWorld is somehow getting all their ducks in a row with all this positive news, performance-wise, with attendance and monetary aspects of the company. And if he's doing great, then, hey, who's to say that he can't take the reins full time?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some questions of whether, SeaWorld's looking for a buyer, and stuff like that. And I mean, the thing too with and I think that maybe a difference from Manby is Riley is been with SeaWorld Park, SeaWorld Busch Gardens, since 2008. So I mean, he obviously, he was park president of Busch Gardens Williamsburg starting in 2008. So he knows the parks, and I realize Manby came from outside, and maybe they need someone who understands the parks from the inside.
Yeah, Brian said in the chat room, Manby pulled out because Blackfish incident still crippled the company.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think it seems like they have a team right now who knows what they're doing. Who some of them who have been long time Busch Gardens / SeaWorld employees. So it's so far they're doing everything in the right direction. And the amazing thing too is attendance being up, despite your major, for at least SeaWorld Orlando, your major 2018 attraction still isn't open yet.
Yeah, and they mentioned that in the conference call this morning. They weren't too happy that they missed the big summer rush with Infinity Falls. Yeah, I mean it sucks, but I mean on the other hand, it's something they'll be able to tout, and since it's being Orlando, it'll be more than warm enough for riders on Infinity Falls, for most of the rest of the year. So yeah, I mean, SeaWorld's local, the annual pass holders is a huge market for them, so I don't think there's going to be any shortage of riders for Infinity Falls, even with its late opening. No, and I think, like you said, it's all part of expanding the offerings of the park, much like Sesame Street. They've pretty much said is on target for spring of next year, and I really think their plan is to get that thing open before it. They've pretty much stated they want it open before everyone else's offerings for next year, before Universal, the things Disney has coming online next year. Even besides Star Wars Land, there's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So I think, and the way construction's going, I think they will be done possibly maybe early spring next year. Yeah, I haven't been to SeaWorld, but the last time I was there, they've already cleared out all of Shamu's Happy Harbor, so they're really cranking to get this Sesame Street land done. Yeah, I mean they've got steel going up right now for the buildings on. I saw that. I couldn't. I forgot who posted it. But somebody posted I saw that picture and I was like, "Is that old steel or is that new steel already going up?" No, that's new steel already going up. Wow, that's impressive. I mean they got to get the buildings built, and then the older rides they still have to go through and retheme them. The ones that. I imagine whatever's open right now will eventually be closed for retheming. But yeah, I think they're really shooting for early spring to get that up and running, and so they'll have, it's a smart addition. Like I said, they have definitely targeted that park is targeted young kids and families. It's out of the major parks in the region, it's the most affordable. Between that and Legoland, but I feel like Legoland is more for younger kids, whereas SeaWorld's got more for everybody, from young kids all the way up to grandparents. So, and I think this was also discussed on Twitter. SeaWorld could really benefit from other parks, and which is what they've kind of done recently, and kind of position themselves as the affordable alternative to Disney, to Universal. Yeah, I mean with the Passholder deals that they've had, especially this year, they've had some amazing Passholder annual pass deals. You got the monthly payment plan, which everybody has now, but I mean theirs is pretty low. It's the main park, at least in Orlando, that's had the attendance issues. Aquatica, Discovery Cove, I don't think they've not really had any attendance issues. So no, I mean we see every weekend, for Aquatica,
lines to get in backed up on the I-Drives backed up because of people trying to get into Aquatica. So
yeah, Aquatica, I mean, especially during like now the summer months, doesn't have attendance issues. So
yeah, no. So it's
and they're still adding attractions. They added one this year, and then there was discussion this week of new permits for a ride next year.
Yeah, and they've added new stuff to Aquatica. Discovery Cove over the last 2 years has added a bunch of new experiences to try to broaden their offerings and to try to get people who've been there before to come back. So I think Orlando's always been the trouble spot. We know what's coming here next year. We still haven't heard from really Busch Gardens, but we pretty much know something's coming next year to Busch Gardens. So I think so far they're making all the right moves. So
yeah. So like I said, to wrap things up here with SeaWorld, positive news today from their earnings reports from the first half of this month compared to last year. Attendance numbers are up, revenue's up. So I hope they keep on this trek because I love SeaWorld. I love taking my kids to SeaWorld, and any good news is great news for SeaWorld. So
yeah, moving on to Tennessee, to Pigeon Forge and Dollywood with a major announcement for 2019 with a pretty big expansion. I guess it's the largest expansion ever, and it's going to be called Wildwood Grove. And it'll be home to 11 new attractions, including 1 new roller coaster, and that's a lot of stuff. I mean, this is a huge expansion for that park.
Yeah, I was really curious when they started teasing because they pretty much announced the name before they did the full reveal, and I was really curious as to. I knew it wasn't going to be any, obviously with the name Wildwood Grove, it wasn't going to be some record-breaking roller coaster coming to Dollywood this year. But they have you been to Dollywood?
Yeah, I've been to Dollywood a couple of times. It's been a while though.
Yeah, I was there a couple of years ago. And this will be a great addition to the park because stuff like this kind of family-centered attraction, area that's one of the areas where they're really lacking in the park.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff for families and kids to do, but this, I feel, if I remember correctly, this like doubles the amount of like family stuff for people to do there. It adds a lot of extra.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember, like, the only family area they have there is a little corner of the park, and I remember Jordan wanting to ride it's almost like the Tomorrowland Speedway. They were like little cars.
Yeah.
And that was really the only like kid-centric area in the whole park. I mean, yeah, they have what's the launched coaster? Fire Chaser.
Yeah.
They have the smaller roller coasters, but this is for, the whole family to enjoy.
Yeah, I think it's the Country Fair area.
I remember it was like a fair theme or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was really the only family-themed area they had for the whole park. So this will be a much welcomed addition to the park. And it looks great, too. I mean, like you said, it's going to have 11 attractions, which not all of them are rides. There's going to be shows. They're going to have a huge, I call it their tree of life, a butterfly tree that's going to light up at night. And they're going to be able to do a nighttime show with it, which looks really cool. But the 6 rides out of these 11 attractions, I think the coolest one is the Black Bear Trail. It's a bear steeplechase.
Yeah, I mean, it looks sort of like the
and I have more pictures here.
The ones at Legoland,
the night one in the medieval section. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. So
yeah, it looks like that, and there's going to be a suspended family coaster, which I guess is the major new attraction out of all of them.
Oh, I forgot. I added more slides for those watching on YouTube. Here you go.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of family-friendly rides. And like they'll have the tree which will light up at night. So it's definitely in a new dining venue. So I mean, it's the biggest expansion they've ever had. So Dollywood's already amazing. I mean, it's got it's an amazing park in a beautiful setting. It's got probably one of the best Christmas events out of any park in the country.
Yeah, I want to go to their they've really upped their Halloween event too, especially last year. They added, I can't think of the name of it, but they really upped their
they didn't really do much of anything. They really avoided Halloween for years, and then they started their Harvest Festival, which runs the September 28th through November 3rd, and the big thing they started was the Great Pumpkin Luminites.
That's what it is. That looked really cool.
Which are doubling in size this year. Yeah. And that's what is amazing at Christmas is the park is covered in Christmas lights everywhere.
And if you're lucky, wouldn't you get some snow? I mean, being up there in the
actually the last time I was there, it did not while we were in the park, but it snowed like right before we got up there, and it actually snowed on our way out of there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never know what you're gonna get when you go up there during holiday time. You could end up with snow. And I mean, heck, there's a ski resort over in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, no, the whole area up there, whether you're in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, it's a beautiful area. But going back to Wildwood Grove, I'll run through some of the other rides really quick here. We mentioned the Black Bear Trail, the Steeplechase, Sycamore Swing. It's gonna be like the swing ride that they've installed at other Cedar Fair parks with the Eagle one at
Yeah.
I can't think of the name, but and there's going to be a treetop tower, which I'm guessing is going to be like a tree house. It says, this family tower gives guests a sky-high view of Wildwood Grove as they soar nearly 40 feet in the air. Oh, no. This is like the jellyfish ride at SeaWorld. Yeah, that's what that is. And then there's the Mad Mockingbird. I forgot which one that was. I saw a picture.
I think that's a flyer type the ones where you control it back and forth.
Yeah. And then there's Frogs and Fireflies, which is the which one was that? These friendly frogs hop up and down as they chase each other around the lily pad.
Sounds like a frog hopper.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like one to me, so
it looks like their plan is to have this open in time for the beginning of the season next year. So.
Oh, yeah, and they're also going to have a 4,000 square foot indoor play place.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's
huge. Which is definitely perfect for that park because, I mean, in the springtime and then fall and then Christmas time, it can get pretty chilly.
Yeah.
And also during the summertime, it can get very hot in that place. Because you're so high up in the mountains.
I forgot when we went, but I remember it snowed, so it was early in the year when we went up there because we went up there, gosh, I think it was the springtime. So, yeah, Dollywood 2019 seems like it'll be a fun time with Wildwood Grove. So I'm going to see. Luckily, my mother-in-law, she lives up in Asheville, which is, about an hour and a half, I think 2 hour drive from there to Pigeon Forge. So a trip to Dollywood may be in my plans next year to take the family up and check this out. So, and plus I love Dollywood like we were discussing. It's a beautiful park. I love it up there. Eat some cinnamon bread.
Oh yeah. And the food is amazing.
Yeah, that was one thing was I could literally spend a day there just eating the food. So yeah. So all right.
So in more 2019 attraction news, Hersheypark has announced that they are updating an existing attraction. They are replacing the old Reese's Extreme Cup Challenge attraction and creating a new attraction called Reese's Cupfusion.
Reese's Cupfusion. I couldn't tell if that was a play on the word confusion for the longest time. I was like, are they playing on the word confusion or?
I guess it's just cup.
Cup
the main
fusion.
Part. Cup, yeah. Writers will get the opportunity to become Reese's agent trainees at Reese's Central, a futuristic factory that runs on Reese's spirit. At the heart of Reese's Central is the legendary Crystal Cup, which collects and amplifies the love of chocolate and peanut butter to create cup fusion energy that powers the factory. So it's a shooter ride. You know, I believe the original.
Did you see the horrible ride is replacing? It's so.
Well,
bad.
yeah. I mean, it was a dark. It was basically just a straight up dark ride that they created. Like I want to say 2006 was when that ride opened. And Sally made that one, and Sally is the manufacturer of this one.
Yeah, it looks like it's a cool update to an old attraction. I mean, they're literally just going to be adding the screens and adding a new skin to the. I don't think they're going to be gutting it out completely. It looks like
it seems like they're going to be adding.
Fix.
Yeah, they're going to be adding new things and some new characters and replacing stuff.
We have the announcement video up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ThrillGeek, if you want to check it out. Looks like a fun little ride. Not really much 36-inch height requirement for it, which I believe is the same as the extreme sports ride, whatever there is now. So that'll what did Hersheypark get for last year?
Wasn't this year?
What year did they get that indoor coaster or whatever? I was trying to think of what Hersheypark has gotten years past.
I know this year was the water coaster and the mat racer.
That's right. So I think the year before was that indoor like UV light crazy coaster. I can't remember.
Yeah, so. It's they added that up. I want to say.
Oh, the drop towers. Brian got it.
Oh yeah, the drop towers.
The 3 drop towers.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
They replaced the Falcon ride. I think that was the last one in the U.S. too.
So that'll be coming to Hersheypark in 2019. So I've only been to Hersheypark once, and that was
I've been there 2 times, but it's been
over a decade.
It's been over a decade.
Yeah, for me too.
I mean, Lightning Racer was the newest thing. Last time I was there.
Last time I was at Hersheypark.
Which I missed that wooden coaster. That thing is amazing.
What was the water coaster?
Oh, was it Master Blast? It was Aqua Blaster.
It was like a roller coaster, but it had the bucket of water that you dropped below it. It's gone now. I don't think it's there anymore.
No, it's been gone. Actually, they used the station for that for the new water coaster.
Yeah, Ryan said Laugh Track was 2015, which was the indoor coaster that I was talking about. So. Yeah. When I was there, that water coaster was new. So, but I like the park. From what I can remember from it,
it's an awesome park.
If you're a fan of, Ryan said, "We get it. You're both old."
But it's an awesome park, and I feel like it's gotten probably since you and I have been like a quarter larger. They've really expanded the water park area and added a bunch of coasters, and I think they've added like 5 coasters since the last time I was there. So
yeah. Good old Hershey, and again, obviously, if you love chocolate, that's the place to be because they have.
I'm well past due for another Pennsylvania trip. I think it's been at least 10 maybe years, maybe more since the last time I did a Pennsylvania trip. And
yeah. So all right, let's. Ryan was upset.
Moving
we
on.
didn't have him on for the West Coast thing, which is this one.
Boo-hoo. But Warner Brothers Studio Tour Hollywood, more neat details were announced at Midsummer Scream. And pretty much, they confirmed some of our suspicion. I mean, they announced more things, but some of the things that were confirmed at Midsummer Scream was about them possibly holding on to their IPs a little bit more tightly than they have in the past.
Yeah, I saw somebody answer. Somebody said somebody asked a question about them holding on to their properties a little bit closer and not dishing them out to said Halloween events such as Halloween Horror Nights and what have you. So that'll be really interesting in the coming years how that pans out if they do hold on to their stuff closer. But that was really interesting that somebody answered that, and they said the answer was a resounding yes. So
yeah, I mean, and we already knew about it and Batman Arkham Asylum, which I mean are huge things that mazes that they're going to have there. Which I mean they had an It one last year, but this is a completely brand new one that they're doing. The big thing, and I guess the one thing that a lot of Horror Nights fans have wanted but never got is the Conjuring universe, which is coming to this.
I was confused with the. It's gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna be kind of like what they do here with Halloween Horror Nights. It's gonna be kind of like a mashup because it's gonna feature the Nun too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's the description sort of fans will fall victim to Annabelle's devious games, come face to face with demon lurking in the shadows from the latest installment, The Nun. So I imagine it seems like it's going to be a matchup, because it talks about you're getting a sneak peek into the world of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, which they're from the Conjuring universe. So it seems like it's going to be a mashup of different things from that universe.
Yeah, I mean, I was, and I said this on Twitter. My issue is the quality of these houses. I don't know. I haven't seen. I still want to get back to do it. I want to go because this isn't the first time they've done this event, and I want to go back and see how the quality of these houses are because they're announcing all these huge IPs like It and The Conjuring. And Freddy vs. Jason house and the Batman Arkham Asylum house. But
I know someone said like based on Midsummer Scream, some of the people involved in this are like former Horror Nights people.
Really?
Yeah. Based on some of the stuff that came out of Midsummer Scream. So
we'll see. The other thing that I don't think you mentioned was Freddy and Jason, which will be really interesting to see because
we've had Freddy versus Jason.
We've had Freddy versus Jason, but this sounds different. If you read,
this seems like it's part of they're using. It's going to be much like they have the Terror Tram at Universal Studios Hollywood. This is going to use the Warner Brothers tour vehicles.
Yeah. It's going to be like their Terror Tram that Universal Studios Hollywood does.
And I guess you'll be navigating through Camp Crystal Lake, and it's like a cat and mouse game where you'll have to face off against Freddy and Jason.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. And there's tons of other stuff. We have everything. I'm not going to sit here and bore everybody reading through everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's everything. Apparently, they're going to bring in a couple of rides. There's going to be an Exorcist 4D experience.
Devil's Drop Tower.
Yeah, there's going to be authentic. That's one of the things that I guess stands out is like you're going to be able to see authentic props from stuff, and some of the houses are incorporating real props.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Especially the It house is incorporating real props from the movie. So there's a lot. This is definitely a different style of event because it seems to combine having the horror mazes along with sort of some behind the scenes movie magic stuff too at the same time of getting to see props and other things about and behind the scenes of different horror movies. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not going to be able to, but I would love to get out there and experience this. But maybe we can find somebody once they go to it to have on a recording of the show sometime.
Yep. So Horror Made Here begins on October 5th and runs on 13 nights. Tickets are on sale now, and just check the website, click on the article, and there's a link in the article for tickets. So.
That's it.
That is that with that one. And back here in Orlando, the Universal announced their annual Universal Passholder Appreciation Days. Not much different this year. There's some collectible buttons that I guess they're going to start having, over the months of August and September for pass holders. There's the usual discounts.
There were a lot of people upset that they didn't do the it was the dining plan discount that they've done years past. It was like 50% off.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people upset that they didn't bring that back.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they cut a few things this year compared to past. I don't see, unless I'm missing something, there's no City Walk passes.
I did.
Which, you know what? They haven't done that a lot lately. That used to be a very common thing. Because Premier pass holders, I think, get into City Walk automatically, the City Walk clubs. But they haven't done anything really for Preferred, I feel like, in a while.
They haven't really done anything special for the clubs at City Walk.
Yeah, I mean, but the big difference this year is Universal Passholder Night is back, and it's going to be held at the studios this year. And the way they're doing it is different, whereas you will have to get a wristband the day of. Starting at 10 a.m. that day, and it's basically until they run out, first come, first served.
Yeah, and it's from 8 p.m. to midnight.
And instead of what they've done, where it was like over 2 nights at Islands, and you had to sign up online.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger difference is, whereas at Islands, not everything was open. It pretty much looks like almost the entire park's going to be open for this.
Yeah, I clicked when they announced the pass holder. I was looking at the website, the official website for the UOAP night, and I was like, oh wow, they're gonna have pretty much everything open.
Yeah, which I imagine that'll be a bigger. They can handle more people. The biggest thing is, I mean, for me, it's like I looked at this, I was like, well, so your best thing is to basically get up, go there in the morning, get your wristband, and then come back in the evening.
Yeah, because it's on a what? What day is it on?
It's on a Sunday, August 26th.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's probably.
And I'm sure they probably did it on Sunday too. So maybe they figure some people. I think this is a better way. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier for people to do this. You basically have to show up. I would be shocked if they ran out before the start of the party. Because with having the whole park, I mean, I imagine this now definitely ups the amount of people who can be there, and it still be halfway decent.
Yeah.
So
like the VI pass holder event last night.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get into that. And we didn't go to that last night for reasons because I was busy. But I mean, this is free. This is extra.
Yeah.
And so
I've always enjoyed the pass holder events that they do at Universal.
I mean, for us, it's less about, hey, let's get a bunch of rides. It's more about hanging out with friends.
Yeah,
that's what we do during the pass holder nights. It's more about hanging out with people and enjoying ourselves. So.
Yeah. Whereas when we're there regularly, it's rush, try and do some rides and get out and
trying to take pictures, videos. I'm doing this. I'm doing that.
This.
The pass holder event for us is like, it's just more of a, hey, let's hang out with people and do things, which is what it should be. You should be there. We can ride the rides whenever we want.
Yeah.
So I
like meeting new people. So I like to take these special events that they do to kind of hang out and, maybe meet some new people. So, all right, that's coming up. So if you're a UOAP, we have all the details on our website, and we have a link to the official website where you can get all the details for the pass holder appreciation days.
And staying at Universal, we got a few more tidbits this past week on Halloween Horror Nights here in Orlando. The first tidbit was for all 3 places, Hollywood, Orlando, and Singapore, where they released a new poster for Stranger Things. artwork, I should say, not really poster, that features the cast. So, as it has leaked out, if there was any doubt that people in the cast weren't going to be in the maze, this pretty much is an official confirmation, even though we've sort of known based on casting that they are trying to find people to play all the characters.
Yeah, I've gotten several emails about auditions of them still trying to cast people. So I don't know if they're having a hard time finding people that look like these kids or what.
From what I heard, they were too picky in the first round of auditions, and now they're like
trying again.
Because I mean, it can't be easy to find people to play the kids, because for the most part you're probably looking at all girls, mostly girls, having to play these kids, because you're looking for actors that are under 5 feet tall, and really preferably around 4'10", I would think, to realistically pull this off. And we got more details about the maze. Some of it came out of Midsummer Scream, where they've created the Demogorgon. It's got like 3D printed teeth, and it was some of the things about the Upside Down, how the different, some of the materials they're using for the Upside Down, and
I remember something about projection mapping. They're really gonna utilize projection mapping in the house.
Yeah, projection, and God, I can't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, they're trying to authentically recreate specific scenes. It's
the description that they gave in the picture with the new picture is really interesting. I'm gonna read it. It's a little lengthy, but I think it's worthy of reading it. It says, working collaboratively with Netflix along with the creators and executive producers of the blockbuster series, Matt Duffer, Ross Duffer, and Sean Levy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The maze will be a authentic representation of Stranger Things, designed to transport guests into artfully recreated scenes and storylines. From the menacing Hawkins National Laboratory under the U.S. Department of Energy to the buyer's home adorned with an erratic display of flashing Christmas lights and the eerie upside-down woods oozing a shower of floating orb-like spores. The chilling new maze will offer surprising twists and unexpected turns around every corner. So there you have it. That's the new description we got of the Stranger Things house, which is coming not only here to Orlando, but Hollywood and Singapore as well. I keep forgetting that Singapore is getting the house. So, I'm really interested to see how they're gonna do. There's gonna be different. They're gonna have to transition from the real world to the Upside Down. I'm really interested to see how they do that. It's just this house is gonna be something else. I'm really excited.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely, at the Midsummer Scream they teased some of the things coming, more things coming, including they showed some of the masks for the Killer Clown Scare Zone. This week we saw a picture of one of the pieces for Carnival Graveyard.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. The giant facade thing that they have hanging up with the power lines and everything.
Yeah, and then of course the biggest leak that came out, the unofficial leak that came out this week, was once again Planet Marketing released something before they were supposed to.
Yeah, it wasn't Publix this year. It was it was a hotel or something, right?
It was a something that was on, I'm assuming was like rotating on a screen at a hotel for like advertising different theme park stuff, and basically saying, oh, Halloween Horror Nights 2018, Stranger Things, Poltergeist, and Halloween 4.
Yeah.
So, those had been rumored. It's been some of the things that have popped up in the rumors, but I mean, this is pretty much a confirmation of those rumors. This seems to happen almost every year, that some piece of marketing leaks, before it's supposed to.
And like I said, it's always usually Publix with their cardboard cutout displays.
Yeah, something being put out before it's supposed to be put out. But this year it was obviously some sort of file that was released before it should have been. Which, apparently from some of the insiders we know is not very shocking that this keeps happening. So
yeah.
But
we'll hopefully get, if that sign is true, hopefully we're getting close here. They're going to have to start cranking out. They've been kind of quiet the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to start getting one a week.
I would imagine soon they're going to start kicking things into high gear here and get the rest. We still have, what, five houses left?
5 houses left.
Which is ridiculous. Every time we record this podcast and I say, there's 6 houses left.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah, I think it's 5. It blows my mind that, we have that many houses left, and we have everything that's been announced up to this point has just been unbelievable. And everything that's rumored to be coming out is just as amazing. So,
but some of the rumors that have come out is there's a rumor that Netflix is allowing them to use kid actors for Stranger Things. I will be interested to see. That would be something that I don't think has ever been done before. We know that there will be puppets and actors for the Demogorgons. Skywalker Brian has said waffle scents have been confirmed.
Hashtag confirmed for the waffle scents.
So, but yes, we do know, there has been a leaked out full list. But we usually we talk rumors, but we don't really want to leak out, for those of you who are waiting for the official stuff. If you want to find the leaks, you know where they're at.
Yeah. We don't really discuss that stuff on here just because, they don't. Universal themselves, they don't condone that sort of thing, and neither do we. I love talking about rumors. I love it, but
yeah, we talk rumors, but we're not gonna confirm anything until we actually get real confirmation. So.
Yeah. So, but I'm guessing here in the next couple of weeks we're gonna start rocking and rolling with the announcements. So.
Yeah, you might get one tomorrow because tomorrow is Tuesday will be Disney's earnings call after. And you know how Universal if Disney likes to drop information, Universal, for some reason, Orlando likes to turn around and drop information. Yeah, like they did with
the Chucky announcement with Toy Story Land.
Yeah, so, we'll see. Like I said, I expect one a week almost for the remainder until right before the event.
A lot more Horror Nights coverage because once they're done with announcements, the event's going to start. So,
yep. And I think that's it for theme park stuff this week.
I think so. There was, like I said, when we were talking about SeaWorld, there was the beer thing. There were a lot of little announcements this week in regards to theme parks. But I think that was it as far as what I wanted to discuss tonight. And I know you got to get to bed because you got to be up at 3 a.m. So let's quick talk about what do you want to do next?
Couple of quick pop culture news things. One of the biggest things that was dropped over the weekend was the fact that Patrick Stewart is returning to Star Trek. Captain Jean-Luc Picard is coming back in a brand new series for Star Trek on the CBS All Access platform, which is currently home to, I believe it's Star Trek Discovery. And apparently, I guess they had planned to do some other Star Trek shows on this platform, and he signed a deal to return as Captain Picard. Whether this will, they said it's not a Star Trek Next Generation reboot.
What is this going to be on?
The CBS All Access app.
Oh, okay, so it's going to be on their streaming thing.
Yeah, that's where that Star Trek Discovery show is, and they've got a bunch of other original shows that are only on that app.
Gotcha.
Which, you guys wanted to cut the cord from cable. Well, now you're going to get 100 different apps that you'll have to pay $7.99 to $9.99 a month. So, this is a new show. They'll be returning to this character. They say it's not a Star Trek Next Generation reboot, but come on, you got to imagine that characters from that show are going to show up on this show.
Yeah, because I mean, not to be morbid here, but a lot of them are pretty much still alive, right? I mean,
almost all of them are still alive.
Yeah.
So I would imagine.
As I said earlier on Twitter, I have no interest in Star Trek, but I know the basics.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely watched Next Generation back when I was younger. I haven't really watched the new series because it's on an app.
And of course the movies.
Yeah, and I've seen all the movies. So I mean, Next Generation is still one of the most popular Star Trek shows. It's rerun constantly.
Yeah.
Hey, and Patrick Stewart's awesome anyway, and so this is definitely something that might can get me interested in signing up for this platform and checking out this show whenever it debuts, which I imagine at the earliest it won't be till sometime in late 2019. I would guess. So
yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube right now, I have his tweet, and his he released like a little statement, and his you can visit his Twitter handle at Sir Pat Stew, Stew. So if you want to see the tweet for yourself, that's where it is. So anywho, like I said, Star Trek is not my cup of tea. It never has been. Would this possibly be something that I could get into? Maybe. But I've never been a Trekkie.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars has always been been my favorite thing, but I'm one of those people. I liked both.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, there used to not be much. There used to be Star Wars. Star Trek was first, and then Star Wars, and that was about it when it comes to like space stuff. Yeah, there wasn't much, not like there is now. So
yeah, and you saw Teen Titans Go to the movie.
Yeah, I got to finally check out Teen Titans Go to the movies over the weekend, and I'm not one of those people. I like Teen Titans Go. I'm not one of those people who hate it. It's a funny show. I love the Teen Titans cartoon, the original one, but I like Teen Titans Go too. It's funny, and it is what it is. The movie was hilarious. I really enjoyed it. It poked fun not only at DC superhero movies, but superhero movies in general. And it was a great fun time, and really enjoyed the story. And there was an interesting mid-credit scene. I don't think it's really a spoiler anymore, but during the mid-credit scene, the Teen Titans from the original series showed up.
Oh, really?
Telling viewers they found a way back. So some people are like, so are they bringing back the original Teen Titans? There seems to be some up in the air whether this is going to happen or not. But overall, with the DC launching their app, and they brought back Young Justice for that, it wouldn't shock me if they brought back the Teen Titans for that. So the original ones, at least.
Yeah, I was shocked when I think it was last week I looked, and Teen Titans Go to the Movies had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a funny movie. They really, they sort of took the humor of the TV show and amped it to 11, and it did a lot of poking fun at superhero movies, and even all the way to a cameo by a certain Marvel true believer showed up in the movie. So
I'll have to see if I can. I think Jordan wants to see it, so I'll have to see if we can get over to the Springs and check it out, because
thank you AMC A-List, because
I gave him the choice last week of Hotel Transylvania 3 or Teen Titans, and he chose Hotel Transylvania. So I was hoping he was going to pick this, but he picked Hotel Transylvania, which, we have a few minutes here. It was funny. I mean, like I've said before, those Hotel Transylvania movies are kind of my guilty pleasure.
They're silly, but they're well done.
This one I think was, I mean, to be honest, was probably the worst of the three.
Yeah.
The villain, the in story. I mean, I fell asleep in it. Jordan had to wake me up. Put it that way. And we saw it at like 3 o'clock we saw it like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I wasn't tired. But this one was kind of cute because if you've ever been on because they go on a cruise.
Yeah.
To Atlantis. And if you've ever been on a cruise, there's a lot of jokes that they poke fun at, things you experience on the cruise, especially parents with kids. There's a lot of cute, funny jokes in it. So, but I would say this is probably the worst of the three. And I think they need to stop after this one because, it wasn't horrible. It was just, anyways, so, yeah, I'll see if I can get Jordan out to see this because I really want to see it because we've seen the me and him will occasionally catch the Teen Titans Go cartoon, and I love the cartoons, so I really want to see this, and he does too. He picked for some reason Hotel Transylvania 3. So, anyways,
all right. Well, I think that is it. Go and wrap this up this week. We are at ThrillGeek on Instagram and Twitter. Facebook.com/ThrillGeek. Please follow and like our Facebook page. If you're listening live right now, it's youtube.com/ThrillGeek. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, and we have the video of the Reese, the Wild Grove Dollywood announcement trailer, Reese's Cupfusion.
Yep.
Coming to Hersheypark in 2019. That is up right now, and don't forget to check out all our other videos available on our YouTube channel. Remember, ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news. And you can get the podcast, ThrillGeek.com/podcast, and click on the podcast page and subscribe via iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere where podcasts are available.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
I think I've officially stopped trying to get the podcast on. I mean, I got the big ones. We're on the iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. Those were the two big ones that I really wanted to get us on. But all the other podcast apps, it's automatically updated. So as long as you're, as soon as we post a new one, whatever podcast app you use, if you just search for the ThrillGeek Podcast, we will be there in your pocket.
Yes.
All right, what do we got else? Anything we got coming up here?
Coming up, we I'm sure we'll get more Halloween Horror Nights announcements. We got the Mickey's Not So Scary Christmas party, Halloween party, scary Christmas party.
You do need to get to bed.
Yeah, Halloween party kicks off August 17th. So we're getting close to that, and like I said, we'll be going to the VIP Passholder nights for Epcot coming here in I believe it's beginning of September 6th. So
yeah.
All kinds of fun, and I'm sure soon we will start having some Scare Zone construction pictures coming to you on the Twitters and the Facebooks.
Yeah, a lot of the people are out there at the parks now, like taking pictures of lights going up.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Are those already there? I mean, I get it. Everybody's excited. I'm excited, but I
want to see some actual props and things going up.
I wait, at least with ThrillGeek, I wait to go to the parks until we start seeing props and, actual stuff going up. I don't have the time to go. I mean, God bless these guys that do go out there and take pictures of all the lights and, the technical stuff going up. But you won't see any Horror Nights coverage from us until it gets up. And remember, especially follow the Facebook page because we do live streams from the parks usually a few times a week. So yeah,
you never know. Usually when we pop into the parks, we'll walk around and talk. So
yeah, walk and talk. So
apologies,
Joseph. Hopefully we'll get you on next week. He ran into some issues with his internet, I guess.
Yeah.
So he really wanted to talk about Christopher Robin. I've saw it, so I told him we'll hold off on talk. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it today.
Okay, cool. So we'll hopefully he'll get his internet fixed.
I cried.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. So hopefully we'll have him on next week if he gets his internet situation figured out. But we were gonna have him on today, and he ran into issues. So
come on, you know me. I get emotional in movies. Real life, not so much, but in movies, yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna kick us out of here. So, thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you guys again next week.
See you in the parks.